A warm welcome to the news at this hour on NTA International. I'm Elizabeth Omori. Now let's take a look at the headlines. Niger Delta Development Commission gets new advisory committee as President Buhari emphasizes administration's commitment to developing the area. Policy documents to encourage synergy towards addressing challenges confronting Lake Chad Basin underway. Senate makes case for review of our marriage system in Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us. An 11-man advisory committee has been inaugurated by President Muhammadu Buhari for the Niger Delta Development Commission. This, the President said, is in furtherance of his administration's new vision for the area, as well as policy thrust aimed at achieving sustainable peace, security, infrastructure, and human capital development. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has details.
Apart from the 9 governors of the Niger Delta region, membership of the advisory committee for the NDDC also comprises 2 presidential nominees, Minister of the Niger Delta Affairs as well as that of Environment. Inaugurating the committee in line with the provisions of Section 11, Subsection 1 of the NDDC Establishment Act, President Muhammadu Buhari described as unacceptable that the people of the Niger Delta region were left with abandoned infrastructural projects and substandard social programs designed to improve their living conditions.
To date, the EFCC and other agencies of government have recovered over 3.7 billion naira in cash, as well as various assets worth billions of naira from some contractors and some directors of the Commission. Furthermore, I am told that government agencies have placed liens on over 6 billion naira of assets which are being investigated. These abuses of the past clearly show the need for strict and diligent oversight going forward.
The inauguration of the advisory committee ahead of the reconstitution of the NDDC board, the President said, is to enable government develop insights into the affairs of the commission, which will properly guide the board when reconstituted after the ongoing forensic audit exercise.
I therefore want to urge this advisory committee to discharge its responsibility diligently and effectively, working closely with the ministry. Your new assignment requires selfless service to our people in the Niger Delta. I look forward to seeing positive changes in the affairs of the Commission as well as on the ground in the Niger Delta region.
The committee is charged with the responsibility of advising the board and monitoring its activities. Governor Ifeanyi Okowa of Delta State, who spoke on behalf of the committee, assured President Muhammadu Buhari of effective collaboration and cooperation in the best interests of the Niger Delta region and the nation's economy.
The cooperation between the states and the NDDC has not been strengthened over time, and we have seen various cases of duplication of projects and projects that possibly are not properly planned. But I believe that with the inauguration of this body, we will now be able to sit down, meet together, work in collaboration and supportively to bring greater development and developments that are more sustainable to our people, thereby reducing the pressures that the federal government would have from the peoples of the Niger Delta.
It will be recalled that in February this year, President Muhammadu Buhari approved the reconstitution of a 10-man presidential monitoring committee chaired by the Minister of the Niger Delta Affairs, Godswill Akpabio, to monitor the operations and activities of the commission. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Still on the presidency, President Muhammadu Buhari has noted with pride the achievements being recorded by Nigerian women in different fields of endeavor, thereby bringing high sense of honor and fulfillment to the country. This was while granting audience to the president of the Medical Women's International Association, Dr. Eleno Onwadenobi. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo once again reports.
Dr. Eleanor Nwadinobi, a Nigerian, is the first African woman to be elected president of the 100-year-old body of medical women operating in over 90 countries of the world.
I take this opportunity to congratulate you, Dr. Nwadinobi, and all your colleagues for your successes, as I pray for many more years of accomplishments.
The story of Dr. Nwadinobi's career and accomplishments thus far, President Buhari said, is a thing of pride to Nigeria and must be celebrated.
I will therefore ask Dr. Nwadinobi and all members of the Medical Women's Association to continue to be role models for our younger sisters and daughters. With the right encouragement, support and guidance, our women folk can equal the achievements of other women anywhere.
Mr. President, your Nigerian women are making waves. God is blessing your women to stand out, not just in Nigeria, but the world over. We are fully committed to the 3 cardinal points of your administration: fighting corruption, improving the economy, and making sure that the security issues are properly addressed. Women are the mothers of the insurgents. If we put women in the center stage, even on security matters, we will get better results.
The President, Medical Women's International Association, Dr. Eleanor Nwadinobi, had told President Buhari that her election has not only honored Nigeria, but also aligned with his administration in stepping up to the next level. She said Nigeria now has the strongest voice in the Medical Women's International Association and can also be a strategic and dependable partner in transforming women's health indices.
We commend Your Excellency greatly for the efforts of the Nigerian government towards protecting Nigerians from the coronavirus, alias COVID-19. Our prayer is that in the same way that we set a good example for the entire globe in the handling of Ebola, that we will also overcome and contain the coronavirus. Our female doctors, some of the very best in this very room, have been sensitized and mobilized to support all health intervention, and as women, we do so, as our motto says, with the love of a mother.
During the event, President Muhammadu Buhari was decorated as the champion of women in the country. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And as the issue of women emancipation continues to resonate, women have been advised not to give up in their fight against their rights. This is coming from a member House of Representatives representing Bama Ngala in Kulbage Federal Constituency, who says women must play a sterling leadership role in business, politics and governance. Hawa Gimba reports.
Backward, never. In the struggle for our women.
Chanting their support for Nigerian women to mark the 25th year anniversary of International Women's Day, Member House of Representative and Chairperson on Sustainable Development Goals, Zainab Gimba, says the recognition of women's selfless service in the upliftment of gender cannot be overemphasized. She stressed as Chairperson, Millennium Development Goals, the voices of women and girls will be heard in the areas of education and health.
We are not saying that we are equal with the men. We are not dishonoring them. But what we are expected to have is equal opportunities.
One of the objectives that I have given to them, or as an assignment that I have given to them, is for them to strive further.
Generation equality, and the campaign theme is each for equal. Let us all be there for each other.
Enough of taking the back seat. It is high time for us to make ourselves relevant because we have some hidden potentials in us.
The 2020 International Women's Day has its theme, #Each for Equal. Hawa Gimba, NTA News.
Away from women affairs, a policy document that will encourage synergy between member states of the Lake Chad Basin, regional institutions and international organizations have been identified as measures towards ameliorating challenges facing the Lake Chad Basin. Currently, the document was presented to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyema, when he met with a delegation from the Lake Chad Basin Commission in Abuja. Abdusalam Jibril has details.
For several years, the prevailing narrative about the Lake Chad is that of a shrinking reservoir, which has been affecting the livelihood of people around the area. However, recent efforts by countries surrounding the lake have been geared towards changing this narrative. This document seeks to encourage actors to key into a common approach towards addressing the challenges.
The purpose of this campaign is to sensitize not only actors within those 4 countries, but also our partners, our international partners, to efforts that are being made to coordinate the stabilization objectives of those four countries.
I should also stress that although regional in scope, the principle of national ownership is at the heart of the strategy. It is considered vital to ensure that the significance of this principle is appreciated and given the chance to serve as a guide in the implementation of the strategy.
Regional stability in bringing about the much-needed promotion of development in the region also came to the fore. In Abuja, Abdusalam Jibril, NTA News.
In other news, the 5th session of the Ecowas Parliament has elected new leaders to pilot legislative activities of the community for the next 4 years. National Assembly correspondent Vivian Idekpefo reports that Nigeria's Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, Ahmed Idris Wase, emerged the first Deputy Speaker of the regional parliamentary body.
Of the Republic of Niger, Yusufu Muhammadu, who signed the act awarding the speakership of the Ecowas Parliament to Sierra Leone, set the tone for the inauguration of the new members of Parliament and subsequent election of new leaders.
It is up to you, among other things, to mobilize your respective parliaments to support the states in the combating terrorism and implementation of progress projects of the regional integration agenda, in particular the single currency and infrastructure.
We need to ensure that in all our actions we ensure inclusive social development which is founded on democracy.
Speaker of the Ecowas Parliament, Sidi Mohamed Tunis, paid tribute to President Muhammadu Buhari for his exemplary leadership style and unwavering fight against corruption, which has influenced his proposal for the establishment of a Public Accounts Committee in pursuit of financial integrity for the regional parliamentary body.
Let me also state that during the fifth legislature, economic issues, especially poverty eradication, rising inflations and high cost of living that have overwhelmed our states will be at the top of our agenda and undertakings.
Unity in diversity is the message Nigeria took to the 5th session of the Ecowas Parliament, as 34 members unanimously nominated the 35th member, Ahmed Idris Wase, to the office of the first Deputy Speaker.
But what you should expect from this legislature is teamwork in the interest of our sub-region, in the interest of our own community. We're going to collaborate with the executive to ensure in our various countries we have peaceful coexistence, we have free movement of people, we have security, then above all, economic improvement in our various countries.
What we have seen here is appreciation of the contribution of the President and Commander-in-Chief of Nigerian Forces, President Muhammadu Buhari, in giving all the necessary support toward the subsistence of ECOWAS.
We must be able to be innovative and work towards having an harmonized approach to tackling issues of insecurity, cross-country banditry and crime.
With the leadership in place, the ECOWAS Parliament says it is hitting the ground running. From Niamey, Niger Republic, Vivian Idekpefo, NTA News.
To activities in the floor of the National Assembly, Senate has called on the federal government to upgrade the current Almajiri schools in the north and build more schools to accommodate all children of school age in northern Nigeria. This followed a motion of urgent public importance by Senator Adamu Aliero, who stressed the need to review the Almajiri system and integrate it into a modern system of education in Nigeria. The motion also converged collaboration among all tiers of government to address this challenge, while the National Orientation Agency has been advised to carry out sensitization on the negative impact of Almajiri system on children.
Call on the National Orientation Agency to initiate a sensitization program specifically on the issue of Almajiri and its negative impacts on the society, especially in the northern part of the country.
This issue requires our attention and it is long overdue. It is an abuse of the rights of these children.
We all know that the out-of-school children, they constitute not only social problems but also security problems to some extent.
And Women Affairs Senator Betty Apiafi drew the attention of the Senate to the 2020 International Women's Day, which stressed the need for equal opportunities for both men and women.
Concerned with the amendment of the Nigerian Constitution to ensure gender parity is a priority in the Constitution amendment.
During the Constitution review, if we come up with our proposal, they should kindly and patiently assist to support the proposal without hesitation.
We have total absence of women in elective and selective position.
It will be very necessary that Nigeria should adhere to the Beijing conference decision.
Also mandated its joint committee to engage the executive on the dwindling world economy, especially falling oil price. Meanwhile, President Muhammad Buhari has written Senate requesting the amendment of the 2019 Finance Act, which among other issues seeks to clarify that the VAT increase from 5 to 7.5% took effect from February 1st, 2020, and that animal feeds are also exempted from VAT. You're watching the news on NTA International. Let's take a breather now. More reports ahead when we return. Stay with us.
That channel where you watch just now don't waka. No panic.
There's me no panic.
You go do it by yourself like ABC. Oh yeah, press the menu button on top your remote. Scroll up and down till you see Information Central. Then press OK.
Press OK.
Check the signal strength and quality. If the signal strength and quality pass 70, make you press the exit button, go back. Go advanced options, then choose installation, then go to reset and press OK.
Yeah, press OK. Wow, now you self fit catch all those channels will be one miss road by yourself. Yes, make your group for no loss. You see as I do am, Abi? And I see as I do am.
Go TV, live it, love it.
And I see as we do am.
NTA International News. Africa as it is.
Thanks for staying with us. Now let's talk TV production. Digitization is the future, and understanding the tools required to transform contents from traditional to digital platform was the focus as content providers from within and outside Nigeria converged on the corporate headquarters of the Nigerian Television Authority for emerging skills to content development, to boost digital television, effective management and successful monetization. Adebola Brooksland Sunday tells us more.
Migration from analog to digital broadcasting through the process of digital switchover has no doubt opened up the space for new television stations, and content will be the fuel to run the system. These content developers and creators, media chief executives, are brainstorming on how to acquaint themselves with the latest skills in the profession. Chairperson Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, Saha Ibrahim, said the event will go a long way in assisting in the sustainability of stations.
As we transit from analog to digital broadcasting, this cannot come at a better time.
NTA will always be ready to...
Executive Director Programs NTA, Wole Koka, who represented the Director General, Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, said content remains the bedrock of the industry.
No matter what platform, what television station you are, if you don't have content, there's no reason to be there.
Our age target is from about 4 to 16.
Yetunde Falade is a content provider with a focus on local content for children.
It's important that we generate income that can sustain the business, because what we're doing is very important. We're empowering children. It's important that we stay alive in the business.
In Africa, we have maybe 4 embassies in different countries, so Nigeria is one of them. And so Nigeria is our key strategic partner for Belarus, and of course our content is interesting.
Benjamin Pius is the driver of the summit.
If the content is not good enough, the public will not watch it. They will switch over. That impacts the broadcasters negatively, right? So we won't stop until we carry on to sensitize, to educate.
The summit is the second in the series. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday, NTA News.
Away from TV production, Emir of Kano, Aminu Ado Bayero, has held his first engagement less than 24 hours after his appointment as the 15th Fulani Emir of the Asian city. Lawat Salau Inua reports that the first real sitting had in attendance all the kingmakers and other traditional title holders of the Emirate Council.
Nasarawa Royal Palace was today flooded with well-wishers and jubilators, trooped to congratulate the new Emir of Kano, Aminu Ado Bayero. It is also the first point of call of the 15th Fulani Emir, who served as Wamban Kano before he was appointed as Emir of Bichi. District heads and traditional tattoo holders were also at the palace to show their solidarity to the new Emir. Others also present were business community from both Kano and neighboring states, cheering the monarch in his happiest moment. Nasarawa Royal Palace is a place where Kano emirs usually go for leisure during celebrations, and also a home to tombs of past leaders of the Asian city. Emir of Kano, Aminu Ado Bayero, is expected to pay homage to his mother at Gandun Albasa before he returned back to his personal residence at Mandawari quarters in Kano Metropolis. From Kano, Lawal Sallo Inua, NTA News.
Still from Kano, the mood in the city is that of peace and serenity as people go about their lawful business 24 hours after the enthronement of the 15th Fulani Emir, Aminu Ado Bayero. Elizabeth Yila Lamido, who went round the metropolis, reports that the atmosphere in the city is calm.
It is business as usual in Kano as people go about their daily activities following the announcement of Aminu Ado Bayero as the Emir of the Kano Emirate. However, coming to his residence, Sabon Titi, Mandawari, it is a different scenario. Some people of Kano, and this is their take on the new Emir.
He is the right person to carry everybody along. He is peace-loving, accommodating.
He's a very honest person, very straightforward. He's a man of his word. He's going to make the society to achieve a lot from his leadership, and we know he has succeeded his father.
Aminu Ado was the Emir of Bichi. Now he is the 15th Emir of the Kano Emirate. In Kano, Elizabeth Yilalamidu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the dethroned 14th Kano Emir Muhammadu Sanusi II arrived Lafia of Nasarawa State this afternoon en route away town on exile. Hamza Musa Markafi reports that the deposed Emir was received at the government house by top government officials and royal fathers before proceeding on the 100-kilometer trip to Away, the place for exile for the post emir was changed from local town in Nasarawa West to Away due to security reasons and remote location. And out to appointments, President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the appointment of members of the Governing Board of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NEMASA, and Nigerian Ports Authority, NPA, as follows: Honorable Osita, Chairman; Bashir Jamo, Director General; Victor Oche, Executive Director, Cabotage, and 6 others as members. Also, NPA Board has Chief Akin Riket as Chairman, Mohammed Koko, Executive Director, and 7 others as members, while Hadiza Bala Husman remains the Managing Director of the Nigerian Ports Authority. In a statement signed by Mr. Zakri, Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Transportation, says members of both boards will be inaugurated by the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, on Friday, March 20, 2020, at 9 a.m. prompt at the Federal Ministry of Transportation Headquarters, Central Business District, Abuja. And next is Sports Update with Kene Imagudike.
Former Super Eagles forward and 1996 Summer Olympics football gold medalist Tijani Babangida has called for more proactive measures to guarantee player safety after the death of Nasarawa United defender Chineme Martins during a professional league match last Sunday.
It's very important that we checked our equipment in the stadium. We make sure that we have in each and every league we have an ambulance, a moving ambulance, because most of the ambulance you can see they have to push them before they even start. And how do we know even the equipment are in the ambulance?
As the outbreak of coronavirus continues to affect global sport, the International Table Tennis Federation (ITTF) on Tuesday postponed next month's ITTF World Tour Japan Open. The tournament had been scheduled for April 21 to 26 in the southern Japanese city of Kitakyushu. The decision was made with the health and safety of players, officials and fans as top priority, whilst keeping the window open to host the event later in the year.
In Sports Update ends the news at this hour on NTA International. Thank you so much for being a part of it. I'm Elizabeth Omori. Good evening.
Champion, a giant of literature, a musical icon. My roots lie in the dusty Sahel of the north, in the rich rainforests of the east, in the savanna plains of the west, and in the oil-filled swamps of the delta. My strength flows from the waters of the Niger and the Benue. Nigeria is my home. I am the voice of 200 tribes speaking more than 200 languages. I am the laughter of the world's happiest people. I am my brother's keeper. I am a child in one of the youngest nations on earth. I am the passion. I am the soul of a continent. I am a Nigerian.
NTA has gone mobile. Catch your favorite programs anywhere in the world by going to Play Store on Android and App Store on iOS. Search for Vision TV UK, download and install. Then you're good to go.
Soap under running water, or use an alcohol-based sanitizer if water.
The great palaces of the north and Nigeria in picture.
Distance between yourself and anyone who is coughing or sneezing. Cover your mouth and nose with elbow or tissue when you cough or sneeze. Dispose of the used tissue immediately. If you have traveled recently to a country with COVID-19 outbreak in the last 14 days and you have a fever, cough, breathing difficulty, call NCDC toll-free number 420. This message is from the National Orientation Agency.